Yeah, I'm super happy with it, especially I guess considering how I felt on the court 2 nights ago. In the first match I played, I thought it was a big improvement. I felt way more comfortable, confident, just like hitting the ball, being aggressive, just striking it, and then yeah, I did well to get be up an early break in the sets, and I did well to just hold and play really solid from the baseline as well in the games. I didn't maybe serve my best. I backed it up well from the ground and just did a good job of not kind of letting him back in the sets.
Taylor, well done. That 1-1 game in the second set, you coming back to break it. How big of a turning point was that? What did you see from that game that allowed you to have success?
I mean, I think like wasn't anything I guess particular about it. Like I was down obviously in that game, but like I played some good points, put myself in a position to get it back to like once I get it back to like 40-30 deuce, and obviously it's a lot of pressure on him now. Playing a game where he was up 40-love, it's stressful when you're up 40-love and then you get back to deuce. You don't want to get broken in that situation. So I knew that I had the pressure on him, but at the same time, if I didn't break that game, I felt like it was just I was playing well. It was going to give me confidence either way, break or not. That if I didn't get it there, then I felt like it was I could get it another game.
Hey Taylor, do you adjust your approach at all when you know your opponent's going to have a lot of home runs?
I mean, just mentally, I'm ready for it. Like I'm not going out there, thinking that like the crowd's going to be like supporting me or anything like that. I know that they're going to be going crazy for him. And to be honest, I thought the crowd was very mild for me playing. Because mild's not the right, just very like nice for me playing. I guess the last player in the tournament from Canada. I thought it was going to be a little bit more hostile, but I guess everyone's just so nice. So yeah, I've dealt with a lot worse. So I'm always prepared for the worst.
Taylor, you played Gabe twice now in a short span. What makes him a difficult opponent to play for?
I mean, the obvious thing is his serve is very tough to return, but I think the things that I can pick out, especially from Wimbledon, that I thought he did really well. He returns second serves really well, especially off his backhand. He can take it early and really press you if you're missing your first serve, and then from the baseline he's good too. He can attack with his forehand. His backhand's very solid, flat through the court, goes line with it well. Doesn't let you play a lot of defense because he'll come in and cut it off at net. So he does a lot of things really well.
Quite a few players have been having catch struggles planning returns. It seems like whether or not that's a condition issue, court, ball, whatever adjustments to getting the hard court strength, all that. What's your take on that, and what adjustments have you made from DC to kind of improve that shot?
You said returns. To be honest, I feel like it's like everything since being here. Yesterday was the first practice I had since being here that I actually felt like I could, like, genuinely, I felt like I knew where the ball was going to go, like, off my racket. Like, I've been having an incredibly hard time just putting the ball in the court. Typically, when I'm missing shots, I know exactly why I'm missing. I know what I did wrong. Like, the first couple days I was here, and even in my first round match, there's balls going 10 feet long that feel exactly the same as the one that was just right before it went in. So I just felt like, in general, the conditions it's been really hard to just play good tennis. I think there's a lot of like ugly tennis. There's a lot of people double faulting, a lot of mistakes, and I think it's two things. I think these balls are for sure the hardest balls to control that we play with all year, the Wilson U.S. Opens, and they're not bad. It's just the balls that we've been playing with on tour for the last couple of years consistently the most. They're just really soft and like more dead. So, they slow down off the bounce. They hold on your strings longer. There's just like a more soft dead ball that we play with. So now you play with these, they shoot off your racket. They jump off the court faster. And then this court's very fast compared to, I thought DC was pretty fast. This is faster, coming through the court even more. So it's tough to control for sure. You know, someone hits a really big flat ball into you, it's tough to it's tough to just play it back into the court.
Taylor over here. This is obviously the first time we've had a 2-week event for Toronto, Montreal, and then Cincinnati. And as one of the top players who has kind of experienced the ups and downs and the pros and cons of the 12-day format, I guess, or the 2-week format at the Masters, what is your take on kind of the sustainability of this kind of model, and do you think that this is something that will ultimately benefit the top players?
There's pros and cons to it. I think the thing I can say that's like the most in support of it on my side is I do like the format of like play a day, day off, play a day. I think that's what we do at slams. It's obviously at slams we're playing 3 out of 5, but I do think that I don't mind that format. I think once you get into it, you're playing like like playing 6 matches in a row, potentially if you go all the way, like 6 matches every single day. I think that gets a little, like, it's kind of a lot. And then, straight off to the next tournament to do the same thing over again. I think that's pretty tough to do. But at the same time, it's adds extra weeks. And to be honest, I think the way I see it is like if we're going to have this stretch of, I guess, 3 weeks, if we're just going to go back to how it used to be and it's like 1 week each, if it's going to mean we add another tournament, then I would be against it. But if it was going to mean that we make the 1000s 1 week and it is able to lengthen like the off season, if we're able to like, give those extra weeks back in the, in the end of the season and give us, instead of a 4-week off season, like a 6 or 7 week off season, then that would be massive, and I would be way in favor of doing the 1 week events. But yeah, if instead of the 1 week events, they're just going to add, another week in there, then I'd say this format's probably better.
Hey Taylor, congrats. Seems like you had an easier time beating Diallo this time around versus the first time you played, and I wondered, what did you do differently? What was the difference today?
I don't think I did too much differently. I think just in general, the Wimbledon match was higher level. Like I said, it's really different conditions, way harder to just like play good tennis here. I think I did a really good job from the baseline of just like hitting my forehand through the court, deep, consistent. I don't think I gave him a lot of mistakes from the ground, which is I didn't do that at Wimbledon either. But I think here, like I said, it's much easier to miss the ball and make mistakes. So I was solid, and it helps a lot. He came out and played a loose first game, so it helps a lot. You start up a break, and I did a good job of just kind of holding my serve and not letting him back into the set.
Taylor, you talked before the tournament about finding your spots on your serve and improving that. When you do find your spots on your serve, how does that just unlock your whole game, allowing you to have success?
Yeah, I mean it loosens up everything, because when I feel like I'm hitting all the spots on my serve, I'm serving like when I feel like I'm serving like 65% first serves, and like the spots are very good, like every time I make the serve, I'm pretty much getting a free point or like an easy first ball, and I feel really confident about it, then it just makes everything I'm doing like a lot looser, because I know that I just feel like I'm not going to get broken. I can take more cuts, on balls, because if I miss, it's like whatever, I'll probably get a free point on my serve the next point, and on their serve as well, I'll take more looks and more risk, because I just I have that fallback that I feel like I'm not gonna get broken. I can always bail myself out with free points on the serve. So it definitely just loosens and frees up the rest of my game for me to go after it more.